Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, do something a little bit different. We are going to reflect back on my photos. I haven't done this at all. The reason why I want to do this is because me and Hillary did our New Year's goal setting a few days ago, and I just thought it was cool to reflect back on what we wrote down. So I thought we should do the same with my photography since I started, which was back in 2016 when I moved to Australia for 6 months, and then I traveled around the country, traveled to Asia, and then just hopped onto the Fujifilm system. It's been quite the journey, and I never really sat down to reflect on my photos, so I thought it would be cool just to do it right now, here today for y'all. So let's get started, okay? I got my iPad here, and then we're just gonna go through my Instagram, and we're just going to just look at all these photos, and I can show you, and I can give you a little backstory of what's going on and my process, and then you get to see how trash my photos were, and yeah, we'll go from there. We were in Tasmania, and this was taken with the Sony A6300. I just thought it was a dope photo. We shot Astro before, and then it's just like, I just tried everything while I was in Australia. I tried to get stars, I tried to get landscape, I tried to get street stuff, city stuff, and this is just one of those shots where I thought, yeah, this is not bad. But looking back now, I just thought this is grainy as fuck. I'm a city guy, so I don't go out to the wilderness a lot, so it was like pitch black and all you see is stars and farmlands, and I just thought, man, I feel like someone's gonna come out and kill us. But overall, that was fun. That was a fun night. Okay, so this was shot on the Ricoh GR2. I was on the bridge and we're just walking back and forth, and I just thought these are some cool, interesting lines you got going on. And it was dark, it was getting dark, and I just snapped this with the Ricoh, and I just thought, man, these colors are really popping. And I freaking probably did like plus 50 clarity on this, and I don't think it was focused, it was out of focus, but man, I thought this was dope. I'm like, yeah, so moody. I really like this shot right here. This is with the Sony A6300. Everyone was about to leave, and there were still some surfers just surfing the waves, and I thought it was really cool. I lined it up so that the dude that's walking away, leaving from the beach, lines up with that surfer riding the wave on top, and I just thought, man, this is a cool, like, moody photo that I took. And back then, I shot in square, 1:1 aspect ratio. I thought, this is a cool shot. It was very cool. I'm like, getting it. This one's bad. This one's just so bad. I think this was like plus 70 clarity or something. We're just gonna move on from this because I took a lot of photos in Sydney. And this shot right here, I want to do those light trails. I wanted to get those light trails coming from two different sides of the roads, and I really like the colors, and I just thought, oh man, the Fujifilm raw files just looks totally different from what I've experienced. I look back at it now, I'm just like, this ain't it, chief. It's so painterly. I think I did like plus 30 clarity on this. It's no bueno. And I shot pictures of koalas. I thought the koala thing was cute. Did you know koalas are born with chlamydia? That's why they're so tired. I don't know.
That's not why.
You're gonna fact check everything I say now? I was gonna say I'm joking. So man, just look at all these photos, man. Just like a lot of crushed blacks, a lot of -100 highlights, and then plus 100 shadows. I've learned that from that French photographer, Serge Remely. He had the raw files to be able to do that, but it just made my photos look like shit. You live and you learn. And then I went to New Zealand. I forgot I went to New Zealand. We did a New Zealand trip, and that was pretty fun. I love New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand. I love your country. Is it just me, or is everyone in Christchurch a little crazy? Because when we went, we got our car, and then people were just really aggressive. I don't know. It's just me, because they stole our parking, and then everyone was just a little off. Let's go here. I really like this photo, so I wanted a shot of the open road, and it leads your eye straight to the mountains, and then I just got all these clouds up, and I just thought this was a really good, like, sort of postcard worthy shot. We went to Mount Cook, and man, we hiked up all these like short hikes. I just saw these mountains just line up on the side, and I thought, wow, this is so cool. And Hillary was just standing there as the model. And yeah, I just snapped away, and then I edited. I remember editing this, and I just thought, I gotta make this like look very moody, very dramatic, and very like Lord of the Rings vibe. And this is what I got, and I'm really proud of this shot. I really like this shot, and I want to go back to New Zealand so bad. It's a beautiful place, and I want to do it right, because when we traveled, like I just started this photography thing, I didn't know how to edit. So looking back at all these edits, I'm just like, ugh, I could probably do a better job, better way of shooting it, not trying to underexpose it by like 3 stops all the time. And Lake Tekapo, that's probably like one of the most beautiful places that we've been to ever in our lives. And I just love taking pictures of these like flowers or weeds. I think they're weeds. My friend another Tongue, said it's weeds, and I just thought the colors were so cool, and I wanted a shot of this, and this is the best I could come up with. I mean, yeah, it's okay. Again, it's just a weird edit. Meh, we'll keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving because I don't know how long this is gonna be, so I gotta keep this short. After New Zealand, we came back and we stayed in Brisbane for like a month, and then I explored the city of Brisbane, like Queen Street Mall. I love this shot. This is when I started getting into the neons and the colors. I was just drawn to, I guess, like highlights, and I think that's the rule in photography, if I'm not mistaken, that your eyes are technically drawn to the brightest part of the area. So when I was walking around Queen Street Mall, I was just looking for stuff to shoot, and I just thought, oh, this is a cool shot. I don't think this is here anymore. This is when I started to develop that kind of like neon style. I didn't know where I was going with it, but yeah, just a lot of crushed blacks. I crush my blacks a lot. It just starts to look muddy to me. The city of Brisbane, they shut down really early. It's not like a big city like Toronto. Everything closes at 5, so it was kind of hard to find like any street action. Because we're so used to, here in Toronto, we're so used to things closing late. Like there are 24-hour restaurants, there are shops that closes really late for us, like sometimes 10 p.m. So it was quite different living in Brisbane for a month, and then we had to adjust. And then I just like, no one comes around here this late, so it was quite interesting. And I found an alleyway with some lights. Again, I took the shot and I just edited, finagled it with it, and then made it look sort of like cyberpunk type of vibe. And again, this is when I started developing that style, and I got this. What do you guys think? I thought it was cool, I guess. And then we keep moving because there's a lot of... So I was new to Brisbane, and I wanted to find some photography buddies. Every time I go to a new city, if I stay there for a long time, I would join their photography group. I would have asked people for recommendation, what to shoot in their local town, local city. And this fella by the name of Adam Johnson, he took me out to this sewer place. He saw my work, he thought it was pretty cool, and then he offered to, meet up at the CBD where the Brisbane sign is. And then we just walked around the city, and then he said, oh, there's this sewer place that we can go to, and the tide is low, so we can go in there and then we can take a shot of it coming out. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So we hopped over the fence, we climbed down, and then we went into the sewer. And then I had a tripod out, and I took the shot, and I thought, this is pretty neat. I guess I've never done this before, so it was quite the experience. Yeah, that's what I love about photography, man. Like, you get to meet like-minded people in the local town, and then people of Australia are so nice. And I just thought, this is so cool that I get to meet like all these new people, and I'm still friends with them on Facebook. So, hi Adam, thanks for taking me out to the sewer place. I thought it was a cool shot. This orange and teal look, and we got the little pond reflecting out. So I thought it was an interesting shot. I'm not a fan of the colors, but I don't think there's much I could do to it. Or I tried, at least I tried. So for all you guys that don't live in Australia, they have this chicken salt they put on everything. When you order fast food stuff, like at any fast food chains, they're gonna give you some garlic or chicken salt. Oh yeah, so we went to KFC, and then we just ate fries because we couldn't afford anything else. Everything is so expensive in Australia, so for the most part, when we headed up to Queensland, we ate a lot of instant noodles, we ate a lot of fries, and we also ate a lot of bread and hummus. So that was our main diet in that area because everything's so expensive. Like we don't go out to eat in Queensland because yeah, everything was just mad expensive there. Australia is so fun. Just go to Australia. Like Australia is so fun. The food's great, the people are great, and man, I just have so many good memories about Australia. And then we get to one of my favorite shots of all time. This was taken in Hoi An, Vietnam, and this was taken on a boat. And funny backstory to this is Hillary was getting a little agitated because there's so many people there, there's so many tourists there, and it was kind of hard to navigate near the end of it. So she was getting flustered. So I just thought, oh, we should just hire a boat and have the dude just take us down the river and back, and then just have us go down during the sunset. And I end up taking this shot, and this is one of my favorite shots of all time. And I think this shot made people more aware of me because of how viral it got. It was reshared a lot, and I gained a lot of followers to that. And it also, I guess, put me on the map within the Fuji community. The Fujifilm Australia group, they love this shot. And cool shot with an X-T2 with the 16-55. Just for time, we got to keep it moving because there's a lot of photos that I took. A lot of photos that I took in Vietnam during my travels. So if you guys want to see what I took, just scroll all the way down. Just scroll all the way down. You can see where I've been to, what kind of shots I was taking, what kind of shots I was taking before I got into portraits, which is pretty cool because when I finished traveling for that year, we went back to Toronto, and I just found it a little boring. Everyone was just shooting muted tones, and they were going for that cold look, that desaturated look, that moody, filmy look. And I just thought I did not like how Toronto, I did not like how Toronto was showcased. So I thought, you know what, like, I'm gonna come back and I wanna see what I can do different. I also realized that there's a lot of people taking the same shot with the tower, with the stupid CN tower, and I don't wanna be one of those dudes. So that's when I decided to hop onto portraits. And then we come to this shot with Alyssa right here, this orange and teal shot. And I think this is the second time shooting with Alyssa. She was asking me, oh, what do you want to shoot? And I was like, hey, like, you want to do like night portraits and try to get the city colors in the background, and then this has to be at night because that's when the colors are vibrant. And I thought, yeah, this is gonna be my style. We didn't know what we were doing. We were just two kids roaming around Toronto, and then we came up with this shot. I just told her to stand in the middle of the street, and then I'm just going to try to get all these lights in the background. And then I had the prism, and that's why you see these like little streaks that are hitting her, and that's why you see like these little balls that looks a little odd. It just came out with a lot of mood. I just like how Alyssa's looking up to the sky. She looks like there's a lot of emotions in her eyes, and I thought this was a pretty cool photo, and I was really proud of this photo because it was just sort of like my introduction into portraits. And I guess it made me like portraits. It made me like taking portraits, and then it just made me realize like, oh, I like stuff that are really moody, really emotional. Yeah, I just want people to feel something when they take a look at my photo. And I guess I've been like this with everything in life. When I go to raves, when I listen to EDM, I always like those trance style stuff because it's very euphoric, it's very happy, it's very moody, it's very melodic. So it just hits you in the feels. So I just like melody. So anything to do with emotions, I tend to gravitate towards that. And I guess that's the same with portraits. I just like stuff. I just like to, is it evoke or invoke? Evoke mood. I just like to, when you see my photos, I just want it to like feel something. I just want you to feel it. And yeah, and that is the beginning of my portraits. I started taking a lot of portraits after that. I started experimenting with like freaking neon lights and colors. And then a lot of people think my style resembles Brendan Woelfel's. To be honest with you, like, I just came up with this style without looking at that dude's page. It's a great compliment, but like, he's not my inspirations at all. I just will get to another favorite shot of mine, which was this shot. It was taken with the GFX100S So shout out goes out to Fujifilm for lending me this camera. It was very fun to play with. So thank you for loaning it out to me for like the week. I had a lot of fun. Because they loaned this to me, I actually wanted to buy this camera, but I didn't have money at the time. So I waited until the GFX50R came out, and that was like significantly cheaper. And I bought that camera. I was just so in love with that camera until I wasn't in love with that camera. Man, the GFX system is the best camera. The colors are good. The image quality is just beautiful, just really stunning. And you can see from this photo right here, it has a lot of dynamic range, and I just love this photo. It's just like so in your face. It just punches you with colors. Like the blue just hits you in the face, and it just reminds me of like a movie poster for an anime movie. One of my favorite portraits of all time, like, is this photo. Like, I really love this photo. Thanks to Fujifilm for lending me the system so I can play with it. GFX100S is coming out. It just looks like a beast of a camera, and it's priced cheaper. If it can autofocus a lot better, like if it's a little bit quicker than the GFX100, I mean the GFX50, I might consider buying it. I bought the GFX50R, so if you guys want to see that review, I'll link it up here somewhere. We already know the specs for the GFX100S. I just want to see how it handles in like real world environment. And the IBIS is good. The IBIS is a must. And if they could deliver on like faster autofocusing, I think you're gonna have a real good system, real good camera on your hands. 100 megapixels, oh my god. You don't need that much megapixels, but damn, that's crazy, man. With the Canadian conversion, it's gonna be like 100. We're gonna end it off here because it's gonna be a long video. This one, the GFX100S comes out today. I can't wait to see how it is in action. I think Jonas Rask is gonna come out with a review. I hope you guys enjoyed that little reflecting I did with my photography. Like, it's a lot of bad shots in the beginning, and I thought it was so dope when I was learning. Like, my confidence was really high until it wasn't, until I thought it was just trash. But it's just been fun just taking you onto this on this journey, because, like, you know, we all start from somewhere. I started from somewhere. You guys got to see my shitty photos back in the day. So yeah, it's just really fun. And then it's just like a reminder that, you know, you guys are going to get better if you guys keep shooting every day. That is it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, my name is Tongue, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Okay, bye.